This is Clarence Hill and Shereen Williams coming to you from Cowboys practice as they get ready for this crucial 6-game stretch to finish the season, to finish what they started, to make a playoff run. They start at the New York Giants. They're well rested. They're healed. They got guys coming back after the bye. And ironically, they start at the New York Giants, the place where Jason Garrett's career began in 2010 when he replaced the fired Wade Phillips after a 1-7 start.
Yeah, and Chill, they've got a really tough finish here. 4 of the last 6 on the road. We know they've been better on the road than at home. All 3 of their losses have come at home. But let's face it, they've played better teams at home than on the road. The one good road win they have was at Seattle. We know St. Louis is playing a little bit better, but come on, Austin Davis is making his 2nd career start, and they played Tennessee. You know, all of that. This is going to be a tough finish. And schedule makers have done them no favors. 3 games in 12 days. They've got these 2 games back-to-back, which they always have that, except this is a Sunday night game. And Sean Payton just went off this schedule. A similar scenario the Saints faced earlier this season and said this is unfair. We're going to see if the Cowboys, if they don't get out of this stretch 2-0, if they come out and say, well, this was unfair. We know Stephen Jones is on the competition committee and likely will bring this up in the offseason if they don't come out of this stretch 2-0.
You know, the good thing about it is this team is coached by Jason Garrett, and they don't care. You know, they're not worried about it. They're not going to spend any energy on the schedule and crying about, you know, what the schedule makers did for them. Number one, because Jason Garrett is all about one game at a time. He doesn't care about the Thursday game. He only cares about the Giants game. And he has his players and his team preaching that. But, you know, you go back to the road situation, this tough schedule. The reason the Cowboys believe they can be successful this year is because of the new philosophy. They're a run-oriented philosophy. They're 4-0 on the road this year. Primarily because they run the ball, they're a run-dominated team, and running game travels. A physical running game travels with that powerful offensive line and the league's leading rusher with DeMarco Murray. It can handle this, according to Cowboys, they believe it can handle these tough road games down the stretch, and in cold weather situations. You're talking about games starting at the Giants, you got a game at Philadelphia, you got Chicago, and you got Washington road games at the end of the season. Cold weather games, but they also, again, DeMarco Murray in this running game, they're going to lean on that running game against these teams in this cold weather. Remember, the Giants have the worst run defense in the NFL.
Yeah, and they've got to keep these guys healthy. We talk about their health situation right now. They're the best they've been all season. Tyler Patman is the only guy not out here at practice. Tony Romo's back is healing up. Those transverse process fractures that he has are healing. He's getting better. Their health is great, but they've got to stay healthy, and this is really going to test them this stretch. And the 2 guys, to me, 3 guys really, they've got to keep healthy are Dez Bryant, Tony Romo, and DeMarco Murray. They keep those guys healthy. You know, I think they've got a run in them here, and we can see what they can do in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the big 3, and they've been the guys that led them all season. But, you know, not just the offensive guys, they got to keep the defensive guys healthy. You know, the big problem with the team's inability to finish the last 2 seasons because of the injury woes on defense. And this year they got guys like Rolando McClain coming back from an injury, and they got reinforced when a guy like Josh Brent comes to that line, and that's why Jerry Jones says he feels good about this team and changed the expectation from the beginning of the season and really thinks they have a chance to make a Super Bowl run for the first time since '95. And again, let's go back from the beginning. Jason Garrett started his coaching career. He replaced Wade Phillips with a win at the New York Giants. They would finish 5-3 that year. Certainly, that made people think that it was going to be easy and it was going to come faster. They followed with 3 8-8 seasons, but finally the Cowboys are seeing the manifestations of his philosophy in the changing over the roster, and they're finally showing some success, sowing seeds of success. They can finish the job that Jason started way back when in 2010 with their run to the playoffs starting in New York on Sunday.
Yeah, only 10 players remain from that team on this team. They made a conscious effort to get younger. They've done that, and we see that in these young legs. Hopefully the Cowboys' hope will pay off in the end, and they can keep healthy and have a run in them and have some gas left in their tank here at the end to make this run. The bye week was nice. It came at a good time for them. And here we go. This is the last stretch right here.
Cornerback Orlando Scandrick said yesterday he is bought in. He's all in with Jason Garrett, his philosophy, and the rest of the team is bought in. And that has certainly been a key to their success so far. And he believes that will be a key going forward. They bought it all in on Garrett. Jerry Jones is all in on Garrett. Now they just need to finish with a playoff run.
Join us next week for more Talking Cowboys. For Clarence Hill, I'm Shereen Williams.